Hello everyone, good afternoon. We're now already a few weeks after Pesach and unfortunately still in lockdown. Obviously waiting for a change of circumstances, but this is where we're up to. And before I say anything else, I just wanted to appeal to everyone to please still stick to the guidelines. We're all fed up, it's tough, but it's absolutely essential. The doctors in our community and beyond are already worrying about a second wave and perhaps even seeing certain indications that with the slackening off of our precautions and taking our safety seriously, this might be coming. So please, all of us, keep the rules and keep social distancing. I look out in the streets and they're already a bit busier, a bit fuller, and this really isn't something that's sensible to do. I also want to take this opportunity to thank all of you for your enormous support at this time, with the volunteering, with the online programming, all the amazing people that are doing these, but also each and every one of you as participants who are together creating a sense of community. And at this time, this really reminds us of how essential and important the role of a community is. Before and as this was starting, I thought it would all fall apart, fragment. And yet we're seeing that this is bringing us together in such a special way. And it was around this theme that I wanted to speak today, because however good Zoom is, it's definitely still not the same as face-to-face. It's not as good as the real thing. We can't quite be there to support each other physically together as we could in normal times. And this is also reflected in the halachic system. One of the difficulties at this time is that we have no minyan and that we're unable to say Kaddish and Kedusha together. We can't make a minyan without being physically together. True Kedusha sanctity needs that communal togetherness. And one of the sources for this idea is in the first posuk of the second Sedra that we read on Shabbat, which begins that Kedoshim to you, all of us should be holy. Ki Kodesh ani, says Hashem, because I am holy. But who is this instruction said to? Daber el kol hadas b'nei Yisrael. Moshe is told this mitzvah of Kedusha, sanctity, can only be given when the whole community is together. And this is the opposite of what we might think. We might think that Kedusha, holiness, sanctity, is found in isolation, when we have the peace to reflect, to engage in a spiritual journey and a spiritual search. But the Pasuk is telling us the opposite. Daber el kol hadas b'nei Yisrael. Every single member of the community is vital and important if we're to be able to achieve true Kedusha. Kedusha can only be achieved as a communal effort, which requires the support and love of each other in a community to be there to help each other to become the best that we can. But it's also more profound than that. It's almost in a sense, an existential sense, the sense of what sort of people we are. Because it's only if we buy into the awareness that we're part of a larger whole that true sanctity, Kedusha, can be achieved. Chazal tell us, Ein davar shebekdusha pachos me'asara. No true Kedusha can be achieved, and literally, halachically, Kaddish and Kedusha can't be said unless there are 10 who are present in a minyan. The other great pasuk in this week's Sedra, V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, love your neighbor as yourself, concludes Ani Hashem, I am Hashem. What's the connection between the first part, which is the primary pasuk of Bein Adam L'Chavera, of interpersonal relationships, and the second half, Ani Hashem, which is about our relationship to God? And the answer is that the only way to know Hashem, to know the absolute other with a capital O, is if there's a care and a love of each other. V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. And therefore, in this difficult time, we're reminded of the importance of community, of each other. We can't perhaps practice communal getting together in the same way, but v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, we can still look out for each other individually, whether in the confines of our home and our family, when we're perhaps more squashed together, more pressed together than we would naturally want, and yet we can make that effort to kamocha, to empathize, to realize that what I'm feeling, the stresses I'm going through, others are also going through, and please God, through that, we'll get back to kol adat b'nei Yisrael, Kedoshim to you, to be able to achieve real communal sanctity, Kedusha, together. Amen. I wish you good Shabbos, Shabbat Shalom.